On this episode of the Layover Live, Grant stops by to talk rethinking your social ads.
Rethinking.
Grant, we need your answer. Oh, we were looking for Facebook ads. How much did you risk? Woo-hoo. Ouch. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 80 of the Layover Live, where we bring you the top article from the Layover each week. I'm Jason Swick, VP of Digital Marketing, joined by Strategic Analyst Grant Stoltz. So, Grant, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Not very good on the Jeopardy stuff, buddy. Big
No.
risk right there, but we're talking about social ads, in particular Facebook ads, and kind of rethinking those today. The article comes from Search Engine Land. It's a really, really good article about changing your strategy and maybe changing your approach. So getting into it first and foremost, Grant, what's happening with social ads and what's this article really talking about?
Yeah, so the big thing that they're looking at here in this article is talking about just sort of the changing landscape of social ads. You know, if we talked back in 2008, we would have heard about this mystical new thing called Facebook ads. And, you know, now it's definitely become sort of a mainstream thing. You know, every publisher, every Facebook page owner has that big boost post button on every single post and the ability to create ads, you know, pretty effectively and pretty easily. So what this article kind of goes into is just sort of the fact that before, what was sort of an empty landscape, that if you saw a Facebook ad, it was normally tightly targeted to you and relevant to you. Now, by the fact of everyone having the ability to run ads, even if the ad is tightly targeted to you or part of a lookalike audience or something along those lines, it doesn't quite carry the same weight with the end consumer anymore. Yeah. So you kind of see declining conversion rates, click-through rates. So essentially, the classic metrics we look at, or what proved to be successful with social ads, actually aren't really as successful anymore.
Yeah, so a little bit of banner blindness we're starting to see, right, as it relates to Facebook ads. We see that with most platforms at some point in time, right? Once marketers move dollars more and more into that, we have to find different strategic ways to do that. So speaking of strategy then, let's talk about things from a strategic standpoint. Like, what do marketers then need to look at when examining their social ad strategy with some of these changes that are happening?
Yeah, I think, kind of like I was mentioning with conversions, I think that is the thing that we always used to look at that as the kind of the holy grail of social ads. And not to say that conversions aren't important at all, but maybe we have to look at the lens now through, are my social ads part of the whole conversion journey, not that last click step, which they kind of classically were. So it's not necessarily ignoring conversions, but kind of look at the holistic view of your marketing approach and saying, how are my social ads eventually impacting my conversions? Whether it's through some multi-touch attribution, whether it's through people coming onto your website and then being served remarketing ads on other platforms. Right. There's a kind of a multitude of ways to look at that in a different light, rather than just looking at, are my social ads causing one-to-one click-to conversions? I think that's kind of the big change we've seen.
Yeah, think about it overall, strategically how it fits into your overall mix, and that's good. So then aside from strategy, what can some DMO marketers out there do to make their social ads much more effective?
Yeah, I think the one thing it mentions in this article is really creative. I think that's kind of the variable with a lot of these things. Since we all, in theory, have the same ad targeting abilities, the variable now is creative. If we can all target the same age group, demographics, interests, etc., what's kind of the change there is being able to serve that audience something that will actually impact them. So, when thinking about assembling your creative for your ads, maybe stay away from sort of that generic stock photo-esque imagery and instead find something that's actually engaging for that specific audience. I think that'll be a great way to engage them on social. Again, make it part of their customer journey and their path to purchase, but making sure to keep in the back of your mind that, hey, it's not the end goal of a conversion as far as that specific interaction with that piece of ad content.
Yeah, I think the good advice, I think a good creative goes a long way.
Absolutely.
And it's the things, when we talk about advertising, we talk about the things that we remember about a product or a service. It's the creative piece that we always remember, right? So good advice there. So Grant, thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely.
Hopefully you get your Jeopardy skills a little bit better for next time. Thanks for tuning in each and every week. If you're not subscribed now, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we're also available on voice as well, so check us out on the podcast. Thanks everyone. See you next time, and have a great day.